Hello, So Squad. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Sauce podcast. I'm your host, Eva Wolf, and today we're talking about brands. You don't have a strategy, you have noise.
Business Sauce.
So, this is spicy. I see this all the time. Brands doing a lot, but going nowhere. And the truth is, it's not a lack of effort, it's a lack of strategy. So since the last past 10 years, we help founders, C-level to increase their notoriety, increase their turnover online, and help them to build a brand from scratch to a scaling point. And now we help them more and more from really this scaling point to scaling plus, plus, plus. So we saw some everything, and I wanted to give you some tips and advice today about building a brand from scratch. Sometimes you start to do everything and you don't need to do everything. You need to be very strategic, organized, and go step by step, goals by goals, and win by win. A real strategy is pretty simple. It's tell you who you are, who you're for, and what you're trying to achieve. Everything else is just execution. And, we are in this area where the consumer consume very different way now. And I believe if the founder are very involved into social media marketing or partnership, collaboration, and community, it will really help the brand to grow way faster for less budget. And I saw sometimes some founders arrive, they're so happy because they spend so much time to do the research and development and, create this brand from the logo to the packaging to the ingredient to the tasting to all the certification to be organic or USD. And all this is great. And I know as a founder, when you build your baby, it's a lot of time, a lot of energy. But it's not because you did all this that now you have money or good client return or even some investors that you can't be involved the same way again. And really, I saw that a lot of, especially CPG brands, the consumer packaging good industry, they're trying so hard to make it because this industry is very challenging. You have a lot of competition. And if your story doesn't go apart of the other competitors, you will never make it. And that's kind of sad because, you have all this believer where building your brand, it's your everything. You have so many founders that still have them 9 to 5 or corporate jobs and just trying to make it so hard and do every single event they can, every single sample, demo, trying to get in shops and trying to make it on DTC with the direct to consumer on online. But it's kind of, when someone came to us and say, hey, we want to increase the social media marketing, great. Okay, what's the first channel and what's the second one you want to keep going and open? And they are like, oh no, we want to be everywhere. But guys, that it doesn't exist. You can't be number one on Instagram and number one on TikTok because two different community, the two different type of people consuming content on that platforms. So sometimes I just to think, okay, what's my one focus? Where I will put my money in? Because saying they were saying, okay, we need to do ads. We need new clients. And I'm like, okay, you need to do ads, but how many people come on your website right now? Oh, okay, that much. Okay. How many people convert from that traffic? Oh, that's it. Okay. So why you want to do ads to have more traffic where your conversion is not right? And sometimes you just losing the point of if your website it's pretty great, but it doesn't convert, it will never work. So you need to work on the conversion rate, you will need to work on the optimization of your website, And when that is ready and you see more, you see percentage of the conversion rate increasing, now you can think about ads. But before thinking about ads, where is your workflow? Where your people came from? Does it came from in real life events? Does it came from your first platform on social media that really doing great for you? And all this question is very important because you will not close the people the same way. And also, if you don't have any workflow building, when I say workflow, it can be even just on Klaviyo or MailChimp. If you don't have all your email marketing set up with a welcome, with a discount, with, okay, you purchased one time, let's giving this for the second time, and having people coming back and back and back, the retention is very important. Having new clients costs so much money. Keeping clients make you spend way less money. So sometimes founders and brand owners focusing on having more versus using the quantity they have, but creating a quality of the quantity. You're posting, you're running ads, you're trying things, but none of this connects. So this is not strategy, this is noise. And to really build your strategy and create a sustainable brand that keeps scaling, you will need to focus on little point, but there is very important where your data goes, where your data from, and from where it goes, or you can implement new technology and new system into your ecosystem to really grow your brand as you should be growing. If I have some spicy tip to say, so trends don't build businesses, decision do. And I say that so many times. If your brands need to post every day to survive, it's already weak. So you don't need that for that. And I have so many clients, they were like, especially last one, oh my God. I will not comment on that, but her focus was so bad. And she was like focusing on posting. She wanted so badly to have like 10K influence followers. Sorry, she wanted so badly to have 10K followers on her Instagram when the shop wasn't open yet. And the shop wasn't open yet. They didn't create any systems. They arrived with a project. It took 2 years to build the shop. No brand, no storytelling, no launch, really, no launch strategy, nothing. And she arrived after 2 years. Okay, we'll open next month. Let's do something. Guys, like you have 2 years to build and you're waiting your shops open to build strategies. That's the worst mistake you can make in your life. It's like I don't know, it's like tomorrow you're pregnant. You waiting for your baby. Imagine the mother for 9 months doing nothing. And when the baby's here, it's like, oh yeah, the baby's here. Let's do something. No, guys, like every people who parents, like I don't know, it just makes sense. You're pregnant, you start to build your life regarding the baby's coming. Same for a business. You have the idea, you start to do the brand and the logo and all this packaging and all this amazing 3D design of interior design, and you want your shop looking like so great. That's fine, it's an experience, it's something new. But if it's pretty and no one come in and no one buy your product, you just lose money. So it just for me, it just makes sense. But for some people, sometimes they don't think that way. And if you have time to pre-build before launching and before rebuilding your brand, you have to keep going and make people like some, like being curious, they want to know more, they can't wait to come to your shop. And I'm speaking about a physical shop, but it could be the same for a brand. You build a brand online. Like you will just not work for a year or two on the product and on everything else and wait that your website online, everything online to speak about it. No, it doesn't work like this anymore. And especially with this new type of consuming in the world. Like people really want the story. They want to trust the brands. They want to trust the founders and they want to trust the team behind the brand. And it's why storytelling is the most important thing that ever been before. Because really, people just want to know who you are and what's your product, what you're selling. And Rodi, I spoke about that in another episode too, but Rodi, wrote from Ellie Baber. This girl, like she built it in 2 years, $1 billion business. Okay, it's Ellie Baber, great. Okay, but she built all that and she will never resell for $1 billion company if she didn't speak about our product as a founder creating this product. And now it's iconic. So it just, and same for Poppy, with Alison from Poppy. This girl, like she did like Shark Tank. She was like 9 months pregnant. She started like fucking 10 years ago cooking in the kitchen. And now she's here. And now she's on Shark Tank and she's a judge now. It's just, and she just set up, she went into the Pepsi group for $1 billion, where now she's like a part of the biggest group of beverage in the world. And she didn't have anything. She didn't have money. She didn't have nothing. And she just have a strategy that she's a founder. She have a problem. She fixes this problem and just she spreads the world. And it's really what you have to focus on this year. Really big time. So confusion is expensive, clarity prints money. So if you want to have a nice strategy and stop doing all this noise for doing noise and really build something strong and sustainable in a lifetime, start now. Start your strategy and think your time before doing it. So anyway, if your business feels messy right now, don't add more. Cut things, decide, and build from there. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Business House Podcast. If you found value in today's episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Share it with your fellow entrepreneur and see you next time for next episode. Bisous, bisous. See you soon.